they also compete with electric cars.
The front appears to be a reference to the Supra to some extent. There is no glove box. Literally.
I don't know what is it about Toyota, but they tend to put things at random locations.
Whoever designed this area must have played too much Pokemon or...
Yes, everyone, it is right here, the Toyota BZ4X. Now, this is Toyota's response to the growing competition for electric cars, especially when it comes to crossover SUVs. It's very important to establish that Toyota has a very big advantage compared to other competitors here in the EU market, because first, they were the ones that introduced the hybrid technology, then they introduced hydrogen fuel cell cars, and now they also compete with electric cars. They pretty much have multiple sources of energy. How much more is Toyota going to have? Only time will tell, guys. The thing that you all should know by now is that Japanese car manufacturers grew from crossover SUVs. They expanded because of crossover SUVs. Another advantage of Toyota here in the EU market is their generous years of warranty and their unquestionable reputation for reliability, guys. However, on the other hand, Toyota has faced a questionable reputation for identity. Their cars have just simply not been very relatable. So let's see if this Toyota BZ4X has what it takes to tackle the questionable aspect of lack of identity, basically. And let's see if it has what it takes to be more relatable compared to other Toyota models of previous years.
Sharp edged, I've noticed. Like there seems to be less round edges on this Toyota BZ4X, which is interesting because with their other crossover SUVs like the Corolla Cross and the Yaris Cross, it's all round edged. Now the front is where things got very interesting, guys. The front appears to be a reference to the Supra to some extent. I'm not sure, guys, please excuse me, but when I say Supra, I'm talking about the one from the very late 90s and early 2000s. Get actual air vents right here. Nothing pretentious, very nice. I like how Toyota has maintained a humble front, so nothing pretentious. Now towards the rear, everything becomes very Toyota-ish, and I say this because if you look at it from this angle, you would confuse it for a Lexus. In fact, it does remind me of certain Lexus models. Yeah, I've noticed that Toyota and Lexus, they have a thing for crossover SUVs, and just like every other Japanese car manufacturer, so it's very interesting. But then as you look at the rear lights, it really does have references to the Yaris. Toyota has developed an obsession for this sort of rear lights, and it started with the CHR, if I'm correct. Well, not the rear lights, but rather this design, if you look at it. See how it has this design like this? That's a reference to the CHR. There's something very interesting about the BZ4X, guys, and that is the color theme. So you have the body paint, which is I'd say a blend between champagne color, beige, or silver. You know, it has this blend to it. And then you get the proud hard plastic around the wheels to give it this crossover vibe, you know, to make it look all off-road-ish, off-road friendly, you know. And then you have this piano black paint, which is very interesting. This black, the black paint is like only here around the rear, but you don't see it on the rest of the bodywork. Whereas you do get black on the wing mirrors, very nice. And then speaking of wing mirrors, you get blind spot monitoring, guys, and you get a keyless entry, 360-degree parking camera, guys. 5-spoke alloy wheels, guys, with a blend of colors. So you have the black alloy with the shiny alloy, and then you have the gray alloy right in the middle. So it's very interesting how Toyota has gone about it, and this is a very prominent Toyota identity for wheels. I've noticed Toyota has a thing for spokes like these, 5-spoke wheels like these. They've gone very artistic about the exterior design, I've noticed. Like, it's all... I've noticed a big amount of hard plastic over here, but they've gone very artistic about it, which is good, creative, but at the same time, isn't it a little too much? Like, that's something I found a bit questionable. Too much hard plastic over here. Too much hard plastic over here, guys. But then again, you all be the judge. Another questionable aspect I have to remark, guys, is the proud amount of hard plastic, as I've mentioned about the front, and also same for the rear. Why do you have so much hard plastic right here? It's a bit too much, but that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it pairs well with the crossover SUV theme, but I think it was also not that necessary at the same time. I have a feeling whoever designed this area must have played too much Pokemon or watched too much animes, because look at this, it's so fancy. Such a fancy spoiler or something. Time to explore the interior of the Toyota BZ4X, and this is where most of the questionable aspects tend to lie. The exterior is very promising, but as soon as I open the door, there's already one thing I've already noticed. Alarms, guys. I don't know what it is with Toyota, and I noticed this about the Mirai. Every door you open, there's always alarms. Now first, let's just compliment the door. The door is very interesting of Toyota. Like, I don't know what it is about Toyota and Nissan especially. The Japanese competitors tend to have very narrow doors. Already, I've noticed some goodies, guys. Electric seating adjustments, and with lumbar support. That's wonderful. So first of all, in this interior, you get nice leather seats. They're as good as they have to be. Nothing fancy, guys. You get a nice squidgy leather over here. Squidgy leather over here. But then for the rest of the interior, it's a blend between... Well, over here is piano black. And then as for the rest of the interior, you get this nice trim of fabric right here. And right there, guys. It's and then also there's some presence of hard plastic, like right here and right here. So it's very interesting how Toyota has done this interior. Like usually, yeah, like I've noticed Toyota tends to be very random about their interior. Nothing is very, you know, symmetrical. Their interiors tend to be a bit, very random. So it's not like the European competitors where they'll always stick to one theme. Now let's just take a look at this gorgeous interior of the Toyota BZ4X, everyone. Looks wonderful. Now, it's very promising. It's very promising. And in fact, it's interesting. There's something very interesting I have to remark. Usually when Toyota does a special model, they somehow make references to Lexus. But this time, I don't see any reference to Lexus except this area. Like, this area has a resemblance to Lexus. Well, actually, it resembles a Prius more, I'd say. Because I've noticed Toyota has a thing for fancy gear knobs when it comes to hybrids and... something like the Prius, okay? They always have gear knobs like this. So over here is your infotainment system, your digital instrument cluster, guys. It's rather small, so I'm assuming it's not going to have that much details going on. I'm not sure. Otherwise, here you get basic controls. So this is your gear lever, your transmission. Then over here is your driving modes, and what? Why do you have traction control right there? Okay, interesting. So these are all your control modes. So I'm assuming your air conditioning and everything is supposed to be in this area. Lovely window controls and mirror controls, guys, and you get your center lock button right there. Wonderful. And you get seating memory as well. Wow, that's rather premium. I didn't expect that, but that's good. Rather good surprise. And this is a nice Toyota steering wheel. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but something about the steering wheel looks rather... Looks like something you'd see in a Yaris. But anyways, we'll talk about it later, guys. You get a panoramic sunroof, guys. Wonderful. Just because reliability is with this Toyota BZ4X, it does not mean that practicality is always going to be good. So let's take a look at practicality solutions, guys. You get a nice storage space right here, and I just love the presentation. It's like a shutter. Look at this. This is so cool. So I believe this would be your wireless telephone recharge. It's very nice. Then you get your center console storage right here. Okay, I don't know how to open this, guys. What's the point of adding this thing here when it's right here? Like, what's the purpose of this edge? I just don't get it, guys. Alright. Anyways, center console storage is as good as it has to be. It's average for its segment, although I feel it's a bit shallow. Two cup holders right here and a micro storage space right here. You get additional storage space underneath, guys, with a 12-volt socket and a USB point right there and a micro storage space right there. I don't know what is it about electric crossover SUVs, but a lot of them have developed an obsession for floating centers, guys. So like this area floats and then there's an extra storage underneath. I don't really know if this concept is rather good. Because it's more interesting when this whole thing cocoons you and the storage spaces are elsewhere. But then again, you all be the judge. Guys, I noticed something very alarming. There is no glove box. Literally, guys. I have never, ever seen a car without glove boxes. Oh my gosh, this is very alarming. And then over here you get a small door bin, guys. I apologize for the alarm. It can fit a big water bottle, I believe. I'm not really sure, but yes, it's not the best of door bins for its price and segment, guys.
All right, guys, I'm actually really lost for words because you get a lot of goodies. Like I've noticed it seemed the exterior was well equipped and well designed. Like I really like how nothing was pretentious. I sit in the interior and I have to say I was impressed with the design. I like the concept that's going on. But then upon closer inspection, I just realized it suffers the same problem as other Toyota models. And the problem being, I don't know what is it about Toyota, but they tend to put things at random locations. And then also they tend to be very random about the material they use. Reliability is unquestionable, but it's not enough to be just reliable. It's also important to be, you know, like consistent with one thing, you know, like take a theme and stick to it. Don't mix themes up. And now I noticed something very alarming. You do not get a glove box in this car. Literally. I have never sat in a car without a glove box. Even Daihatsus would offer glove boxes. Even Trabants would probably have a glove box. So why doesn't this Toyota BZ4 not have a glove box?
So whoever designed this area must have worked for Lexus because it looks really premium. But then whoever designed this area, the steering wheel, must have designed the Yaris previously, or must have worked with the Yaris team, because look at this, guys. The steering wheel is just all gray. It's nothing interesting. Hard plastic everywhere. The leather wrapped steering wheel is nice, but it's just not. It's not interesting to hold on to, guys. It's a bit, yeah. And then if you look at this entire area, what exactly is the purpose of this? Like, is this supposed to be extra storage where I can just put my wallet there, or can I put a telephone there? I don't get it. The window buttons are rather nice. I like how there's a touch of chrome on the end. I like this piano black trim right here. But then why is the door handle hard plastic? Like, what's with this area? There's just a lot of hard plastic, and touching it, it feels as though it came directly from the Yaris. So what's going on over here, guys? Alright everyone, time to explore the rear seat of the Toyota BZ4X. So this is the rear seat of the Toyota BZ4X, everyone. Now I have to say, there's something really pleasant about this. Like, as soon as I sit inside, I feel more like there's more air at the back seat. And this is good because I could not say the same thing about the Toyota CHR or other Toyota models, where it tends to be very dark in the rear with their crossover SUVs. So here, a lot of legroom. Plentiful knee room. My knee room is like literally 1 kilometer. I have a lot of headroom, guys. It's quite nice. It's quite good. And the headrest is okay. It's all right. But yeah, it's not bad at all. As you do get a foldable armrest right here. It's very nice. I like the. Oh, it's rather nice. The 2 cup holders in there, fixed sizes, and micro storage space right here. Not bad. I don't know if it's just me, but the rear seat seems somewhat better than what I had experienced at the front. So, beacon of hope lighting over here, because when you're in the darkness, you do need a bit of hope. So, here's the beacon. And right here, you get a handle and you get a coat hook. Both of the back seats get a rear seat pocket, guys. And also, you get basic climate controls. Oh my goodness, and the rear seats are heated. Oh, this is better. Surprisingly better than I had expected. And you get a little door bin right here, which is exactly the same size as the front seats and the driver. Okay, I mean, what's the purpose of the rest of the plastic over here then? Time to explore the boot space of the Toyota BZ4X. Alrighty, so over here, guys, very interesting boot space. Nice LED lights, very good. And then you also get a little hook right here for your shopping. I like how the hook is all the way at the edge though, so be careful with your shopping bag not getting stuck right here. I think they should have put the hook inwards, like right there, or perhaps over here, but then you all be the judge. JBL sound system, I forgot to mention that earlier, so sound enthusiasts, you guys are going to love this car because it's got a JBL sound system. And now as for 12-volt socket, there's a bit of a surprise because Toyota likes to be generous usually with their crossover SUVs, and over here I see a lot of things missing. And then when it comes to boot space, it's average for a crossover SUV of this size, segment, and nature because it's electric. So I'm assuming right underneath there will be the battery or components.
Here's my conclusion of the Toyota BZ4X, everyone. I have to say that the release of the BZ4X is very, very big because it's a new chapter for Toyota here in the EU market, and also this marks a new chapter for Toyota because this has to be one of the most interesting vehicles Toyota has released. Toyota is willing to compete for multiple sources of energy, guys. Be it fossil fuel, be it hydrogen fuel cell, be it electric, you name it, guys. In the future, we will see what new model comes out when it comes to new sources of energy. Now, whenever there's a start of something new, it does not mean it's going to be always the best thing ever. The best thing ever about this Toyota is that it is reliable, just like every other Toyota model, okay? It's promising, it looks interesting, and whether it's desirable or not, it's of selective taste. But one thing that has to be established, guys, is that there were some alarming things I noticed, and I'm going to point them out right now. I had never sat in a car without a glove box. Never. I never had this experience before. This is the first car that did not have a glove box, and it's very, very, very alarming. Exterior has a lot of promises. It's very, very good. I'm very impressed. But as soon as you sit in the interior, that's where things get very interesting, because it seems like a mixture of themes. You don't know if Toyota was trying to play premium or budget. I had this impression Toyota was rushing when they released the BZ4X. It's as if they built it out of either Toyota was in a rush or Toyota was just not very enthusiastic about competing with the electric cars. But that's because Toyota doesn't need to be enthusiastic about competing with electric cars. Toyota has hydrogen fuel cell cars already. Toyota has also the improved version of the hybrid technology. So in some senses, Toyota was already ahead of everybody. Toyota knew this was going to happen. So in some senses, yeah, I think Toyota just released the BZ4X for the sake of it. Just to compete, at least, in the European market. My opinion of the Toyota BZ4X? I love this Toyota BZ4X, guys. The release of the BZ4X is a new chapter for Toyota because now, slowly, they're going to be releasing more models to compete in the electric car segment. At least that's what I think. That's the nature of many competitors here in the EU market. First they start with one electric model, then they'll start with more and more. If that's not Toyota's goal or not, I do not know. But one thing I do know is that it is Toyota's goal to at least compete in with multiple sources of energy, whether it's fossil fuel, whether it's hydrogen fuel cell, or whether it's electric cars, guys. But whatever Toyota is doing is very good, and I'm very impressed. This Toyota BZ4X is not perfect, it's not the best, but it is still reliable just like every other Toyota. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run, guys. And please let me know your thoughts in the comment section, what you all think of the Toyota BZ4. Do you all like it or not? Or do you all prefer competitor models? Or do you all have some other ideas? And don't forget to check the links in the description for my car reviews, travel videos, and my creativity videos, everyone. Alright, I'll see you all next time. Bye!